Why is Basildon, Essex, a bad place to live? This question is not for those who feel strongly about their views. There are many sides to this new town built in the 1950s and 60s. It has gathered an unpalatable reputation for all sorts of unpleasant things. For others, however, it is not as bad as portrayed. That's why you can't get a universal answer to the question, is Basildon, Essex, a bad place to live in? Nevertheless, it seems that those rating Basildon, Essex a bad place to live have valid reasons which we can't agree less with. We have examined their proofs, and in this video, we are pleased to present to you the answer to the question, why is Basildon, Essex, a bad place to live in? Comparing opposing views. In case you're seeing our video for the first time, we need to state that here we try to be as objective as possible. Still, in our own modest way, we stick with the facts when the available evidence demonstrates it. In this analysis of the Essex town of Basildon, there will be no exception. We will lay it as bare as we have perceived it. Granted, there is more to most matters than meets the eye. Yet, we don't just follow the crowds because the position of the majority is not always correct. For that reason, we respect the right of those who don't quite agree with our conclusion on why Basildon is a bad place to live. We adore and honour such opinions too, if their differing facts are wrapped in dignity when presented. That's why we want to assure you that the opinion of everyone watching this video counts. So if you knew or have heard one or two things about Basildon, Essex, we'd sincerely love to hear from you in the comments section. For instance, while many people highlight Basildon's high crime rate, criticisms of its residents, its lack of history, or something negative about the town, some have armed themselves with convincing explanations to counter those negatives. Now, let's get into some of the opinions about Basildon and see if you too can agree that it is a bad place to live. 1. Unattractive Town Centre. To start with, for the most part, the Basildon Town Centre lacks liveliness, and this makes it unattractive. Only what you will find there are empty units and shops that have been closed down. If the trend continues, Basildon will soon become a ghost town. There's nothing to go there to see in the centre of town. Thanks to the proactive council, plans are ongoing to ensure that the emptiness of Basildon is addressed. That's the idea behind the ongoing multi-million-pound project of redevelopment of the town. Soon, those empty shops will be converted into entertainment complexes and affordable housing. 2. It's not easy to attain success there. Imagine a town with a few success stories. Have you ever wondered why not many people in Basildon town have attained an admirable level of success? Things making for success are simply lacking in the town. There's no university that can encourage education and learning of skills that are essential for success in life. Since there's no motivation, the standard of education is generally low in the town. Unable to find value in it, many school-age wards abandon their education. Many people in the town are on benefits. There are not many nice houses there, but please, mark our words. Those descriptions are well qualified and the assertions are neither sweeping nor in an absolute sense. We've seen brilliant and successful people from Basildon who have done well for themselves. 3. It's historically bland. The claim that there's no history in Basildon seems to be concrete. It's not as if you can find anything about the town's past. However, in a few places where the town has been mentioned, nothing fascinating has been said. This is understandable. The modern town of Basildon has been in existence for just about 70 years. Towns with rich histories must have been in existence for centuries. That's why Basildon's history can't be compared to those other places like Colchester or Chelmsford. There are no aged and long-standing buildings that are custodians of history. That makes Basildon a bad place to live for history lovers. Most of its present residents came from London and they can't relate to the town's past. Nevertheless, we have to commend organisations like Basildon Heritage that are working to preserve the little history of the town. 4. The crime. If at all possible, everyone wants to avoid volatile areas. While nowhere is completely free of crime, Basildon has got more than a fair share of crimes. The crime rate in Basildon Town Centre can provide reasons for ranking it as one of the most dangerous places to live in Essex. For example, the residents of the town are well aware that the community hub is a no-go zone after dark. Drug gangs and robbers appear to be operating in this place without any hindrances. Now, if anyone wants to argue that Essex isn't a bad place to live, what explanation can he give for the recent introduction of town centre teams by Essex Police? Isn't that a confirmation of the high level of crime in Basildon? We can only excuse that with the high population density of the town. Number 5. There is no culture. There are few or no cultural heritages in Basildon. There are no cathedrals or other excellent works of art in the town. It appears the town is existing under the shadow of London as far as the art scenes are concerned. Is there anyone claiming that films have been produced featuring the art scene in Basildon? If anyone is referencing the documentary New Town Utopia, which used the town's artists, poets and musicians, he should be reminded that it was just an avenue to discuss Basildon. There is nothing stunning about the selection of art across the whole town, including the town centre. Number 6. Dangerous parks. No one can take anything away from the fact that Basildon's parks are very good for sightseeing. If other factors work well, tourists to the town may be encouraged to spend a few hours there. Unfortunately, the prevalence of crime in the town does not spare these parks. If anything, it provides a haven for criminals, making it risky for anyone to go and enjoy nature in those parks. The parks are as dangerous as they are beautiful. Activities of gangs have been reported in this town's park, resulting in high-profile incidents that have popularised the negative image of the town. No, you don't want to take your kids to those parks. 7. Driving around is hell. In Basildon, it is horrible to drive around. The spate of traffic congestion in the town is just too much for the size of the town. Getting stuck in traffic when you need to pick up something on the other side of the road is not a pleasant experience. While this terrible traffic may be peculiar only to the A127, it's almost impossible to avoid the road linking London to Southend if you really want to move around in the town. 8. Gone is its beauty. If there is ever any beauty in Basildon, the charm has left the town. Its communities have died out, and the town is now a shadow of its past. It's no longer as friendly as it used to be. Even the structures in the town are no longer beautiful. The town was built with blocks. Many of its buildings are grey, concrete and imposing. The architecture gives the town an outdated and anonymous look, as it hasn't aged well and evolved. Number 9. Public transport is rather unfortunate. One definite thing that makes Basildon a bad place to live is the condition of its public transport. Reports arrive that buses plying the town centre are never on time. Trains too are unable to stick to their timetable. If anything is constant about public transport in the town, it is the presence of drunkards. Basildon, with its size and status, is expected to have a better public transport network. On a positive note, however, Basildon has better public transport links compared to towns of its status. The challenge is the schedules are not followed and they are not welcoming. Number 10. Insufficient green space. We understand attempts to get the town back to nature in Bowers Markets, Gloucester Park, Northlands Park, Rushy Lakes, Wat Tyler Park and Wesley Heights, among other green and open spaces. Yet, these and other aspects of the town are nothing but densely populated spaces with little concrete boxes. If it had been greener, that would have compensated for what it lacks in industry and commerce. Note that all we present here are opinions of those that feel the town is a bad place. Do you agree with them? Kindly let us have your comments. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.